It is the Chande Momentum Oscillator, which means, Indian traders, you're up to bat. And a big shout out to my Indian contingent out there. There are thousands of you on this channel, and this is actually not the first one we've done from Tushar Chande. The Vidya was, I believe, one of his as well, and we've profiled that already. But now it's time for one with his actual name in it, the Chande Momentum Oscillator. And this is going to be pretty common to what we've seen on this channel before. I think this is going to be a shorter video. So let's go ahead and get into this now. Now, if you're new, understand, this is the premier indicator channel on all of YouTube. Whether it's Forex, metals, stocks, crypto, doesn't matter. But not a lot of what you're going to hear is going to make a lot of sense because we talk and do things a certain way. So I want you to go to nononsenseforex.com, read the homepage, watch the first video on that homepage, and get started. It's going to take a while to get caught up to us, but it's going to be worth it. Now, for the rest of us, the year here was 1994. Tushar Chande did a lot of his work throughout the 90s, early and late, so this is not surprising. But this does go just a little bit before the 1996 non-threshold we like to see, but close enough to where we're going to give it a shot anyway. Now, again, this is something we've seen many times here. It's a confirmation indicator. It's a zero cross, and with these, I mean, exit-wise, you can try, but I've never been a big fan of them myself. But then again, raise your hand if you have something in your algorithm that is typically something I may not recommend offhand. A lot of you probably have your hand up, so that's okay. Try these things anyway. I might run the premier indicator channel in all of YouTube, but I am still one man. One man who still, to this day, tests things in a very prehistoric way. So, test everything. Now let's go ahead and see what the CMO looks like. So your typical zero cross, when price crosses and closes above the zero line. That's going to be your long. When it goes down the same way, that is your short signal. Now I had a hard time finding good signals here because you have a lot of bad ones here on the example. But just remember, when you have something that crosses and closes below and then immediately shoots the other way, then typically the rest of your algorithm should do a good job of filtering a lot of that out. So try not to do what I did 10 years ago and just dismiss something like this. Always give it a chance. That is what we are doing here. We give a lot of these indicators a second go-around. From the days where I would test thousands and throw 80% of them away because I didn't like the way they looked. And we are all better off for it. So we will get into those results, but first, understand, you have to test all these yourself. If you see higher than normal returns, don't get too excited. If you see lower than normal returns, don't get put off. You have to test these things anyway because once you test them in your system, you never know what you're going to come up with. It could be laughably bad. It could be the Holy Grail. And I can't believe I just said Holy Grail on this channel, unironically. So we should move on. Let's go to the links below. What I'm going to give you as well is, if you don't know how to test these, I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you a link to my automation blog that has an embedded video on how to test these yourself on the MT4 strategy tester. And yes, we use MT4 here. They still have the most indicators. If you like MT5 or TradingView, you're just going to have to search for it yourself and see if it's there. We certainly hope it is, but it might not always be. We also give you a link to the indicator blog if you want to know the math, the history, the settings, the tweak settings that I don't show you on this channel. You're going to need to go to the blog. That will be linked below as well. Dan Stone from Stonehill Forex's second email address. If you want to submit an indicator to be profiled on this channel, that's where you go and do that. And then, of course, a link to the indicator library where you can download not only this indicator, but every indicator we have profiled here on this series. So let's go ahead and get into things and start with the euro dollar. A bit underwhelming from what you normally see on this channel, but a really nice win-loss ratio, which in Forex can mean something. And total trades, that is up to you. A little high for my taste, but for some people that is right there in their zone. But really not too much to say beyond that. Now let's get into gold. And as we know from before, Indians love gold. So this should be good. And it is. And it's another one of those scenarios where even if you don't tweak it at all, you're getting really nice results. And And this amount of trades for gold is not bad because usually metals traders, we only trade a small handful of pairs. So a higher amount of total trades fits in pretty good. Now, most of you out there should be trading gold, especially if you're outside the United States and it's not difficult for you. And if you are, absolutely give the CMO a try, because I certainly wouldn't mind building my entire metals algorithm around something like this. Over to the S&P, where things calm down a bit as they tend to do. Still pretty strong. Really nice win-loss ratio on these as well. Got to be happy with that. And I would say fairly average results for what you see here when it comes to the S&P. Total trades, you have to decide if that's good for you. When it comes to indices, you can just trade a couple, or there's a lot out there. But that's really all I have to say about that. Now, ending off with Bitcoin, we have had explosive numbers in Bitcoin before. This is not going to be one of those times, but this is still really good. And I like the amount of trades here in particular if you are somebody who trades a lot of crypto pairs. And there are so many, and so many of them, I've noticed over time, have enough liquidity in them to where you can trade them fairly well. Like, you can go pretty far down the list. And I have seen from the analytics on Bybit, which I am an affiliate for, by the way. Make sure you see the link down below. But I've noticed you guys trade everything. My God. There's somebody out there trading the Mana token, the Decentraland token, every single day. And a couple other ones I've never even heard of. So if you are one of those people that has a large swath of crypto pairs, maybe having only 20 total trades on Bitcoin to start, remember that number is going to go down as your algorithm builds out. Maybe that's something you want to see. Even though we don't have the crazy 60-70% returns on this guy, try it out, man. See how it works in your system. If the CMO is not already in your toolbox, please add it to your toolbox right now, because this one absolutely does make the cut here on the Indicator Profile series. Now, you are absolutely going to want to catch more of these. And the way you do that is by subscribing and hitting the bell. Don't miss anything. We have our Trading Psychology podcast every Monday. It's the most important thing we do here. Indicator Profile series every Wednesday, blog on Thursday, and on my investing podcast, The 10-Minute Contrarian, on Saturday. We leave no stone unturned on this channel, traders. This stuff is too important. Now go get it.